Caledonia Township Board of Trustees. This is Wednesday, February 18th. Item 1 is roll call. I will call the roll. Mr. Snoik.
Here.
Hermanette.
Here.
Bradshaw.
Here.
Harrison's here. Henry.
Here.
Zoller.
Here.
And Robertson is absent with notice. Item 2 is Pledge of Allegiance and Invocation. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We give thanks this evening for the warm weather, the renewal, just a reminder that things continually to change and that there's always growth coming. We're just thankful for the pleasant day. Please be with those who are hurting, those who are struggling. We ask that you give comfort to them. We give thanks for the opportunity to be here representing our community. Please guide our work. We ask this all in your name. Amen. Item 3, consideration of the meeting agenda. Board members having reviewed tonight's agenda. Any questions, comments, additions, deletions?
Move approval of the agenda. Support.
Moved by Bradshaw, support by Hermanette, that we approve tonight's agenda. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Item 4 is public comment. This is an opportunity to address the board for up to 2 minutes. There is a public comment period before each listed action item, and there's an extended period at the close of our meeting. Does anyone wish to address the board? All right, we'll close first public comment. Board members having approved tonight's agenda, does anyone have an interest in any of these issues to disclose to the board and community? Seeing none. Item 6, approve the consent agenda. There are a number of items listed there for our review and approval. Any discussion on those items? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Support.
Moved by Zoller, support by Snoik, that we approve the consent agenda. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Those items are approved. I bring to your attention the items listed under 7, those reports from our building and other departments. Please give them your attention. Are there any questions on the content of those reports? Hearing none, item 10A is new business. This is a discussion and a motion regarding Deep Roots and their application for one of the available quota liquor licenses in the township. We have received a substantially complete application from Deep Roots, which allowed us to review their application. Staff did a preliminary review of that against requirements, both the application requirements and those within the guidelines we adopted. And that memorandum and that review is laid out before you. And I will leave it at that. I know that we have interested parties. Do you want to address the board, or do you want us just to discuss and take action with ability to respond afterwards? What would you like to do, Steve?
Sure,
All right. If you could come to, so we can catch you, so people who watch these at home, we'll be able to catch you there, give your name, where you reside, and you have
I am
our
Steven
attention.
McDaniel, the owner of Deep Roots Produce. I live at 8079 84th Street Southeast. And yeah, I'd just like to talk to you guys about our liquor license application. I know some of the requirements were like open year round, and if we did get this license, this would allow us to be open more year round. We could do something, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Hop Lot up north, but they have little igloos and stuff. Could walk around outside, sit down. I think it would be something super unique for the community. And instead of your traditional sit-down restaurant that would maybe be going for this, we'd be more of an experience type business where people would come out, bring their families. I think it would just be something really cool to have in the community. It would allow us to, like I said, stay open later and earlier, potentially year-round. Yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say.
All right.
Thank you.
Board member discussion? I'll start. First, I'm a big fan of both the establishment and the family. I think we need more of what they're doing. We intentionally created a agribusiness and agritourism when they came to us, when it was just a vision, so that we could accommodate their business there, supporting agriculture and a great family experience. So nothing bad at all to say about the business. I will say that in the sense that we created that corner sort of out of whole cloth to accommodate them, we do need to be very careful to remember that kitty corner, someone said, well, if they can run their business there, I'd like to put a gas station on the opposite corner. We said, well, this isn't really a business. It's ag experience. It's an ag experience. It's a place you can show up and you can buy produce, you can see farm animals. It's ag connected. And so that is how our ordinance is written. And so I think before we would be able to approve this, we'd want to make sure that, one, their vision of being open year-round, of having products other than those produced largely on site. One is accommodated, and do we want to expand it to accommodate it? Two, give the neighbors a chance to opine on it. I think, I anticipate that most of the neighbors, I see most of the people who share borders with them are on Facebook praising them and so on. I also know that on busy weekends though, we underestimated how popular the place would be, and sometimes we have traffic and driveway issues and parking. So I'd want to make sure that as they continue to grow and continue to be successful, that we make sure that we put the appropriate thought. Those are all land use and planning issues. Putting it in the narrow filter of its being ready for a liquor license, I would say what we've said to a number of great businesses, and it's no, and it's no for now, but it's not yet. We have only one license. We've set up criteria that this currently does not meet. And so on that alone, it should be a no. But it's the not yet that I'd want to ask the applicant and the community and board members to focus on, that we're holding that back so that we know it's a good fit and so on. And so I think once we go through some of those ordinance reviews to make sure that it's appropriate, that we're not opening the door to someone else saying, well, I want to run a different type of business that is similar, but it's just a restaurant and we bring our, so anyways, I love it. I love what Wildwood's doing. I do think these are fantastic, very compatible with the community as far as those are things we celebrate, but it doesn't meet our current guidelines, and I think that's out of fairness to others. We should apply those. Second, I would encourage the McDaniels and Deep Roots to consider one-day licenses. I've seen many successful events. Well, it's the Cowpie Blues Festival. You can go and you can get a one-day liquor license. So you could have a number of curated events and kind of dip your toe into it, and then we could see that, yep, they do it successful. They do crowd maintenance. They shut down in time, so it's not noisy till midnight. I do think there's ways that we can ease into what has potential to be a positive experience there. So it's a lot of words, but I want to make sure I'm not going to support the awarding of it tonight or the recommendation of the state awarding it tonight. But it's a no, not yet, not a no that this would ever fit. So that's where I'm going to be on this one.
Go ahead.
I would like to, I'm quite honestly, I think it's a very unique and cool opportunity for Caledonia. I think it's awesome. I'd love to see it get in. What I'd like to see a little bit more of now, and I got to look into this a little deeper on it, but is there enough parking? Is the fire? Are we set up? Is there enough seating and everything? And if we're not, I want to make sure we're getting that so it's protected and all of that's taken care of first before we say yes, let's do it. I think it's awesome, but I want to make sure all our I's are dotted and T's are crossed in the situation of fire safety, parking. What does it do to the
That would be similar to what we did for Butcher Block. They said, well, before we go and spend tens of thousands to buy and rehab a building, can you give a conditional approval? So they said, if we're going to make that investment, we want to know that if we do it, so we could probably do a conditional consideration at some point as well.
Oh, I'm looking at your, your farmer's pour, and you're talking about craft beer and hard cider. You can go right to the state and get a brewer's license and a spirit license without using this license that you want from us.
I don't know that we'd allow them to do it on site currently, though.
But he could
We'd have
get
to make sure.
those without this liquor license and then go
Yes.
for SLU.
Yep.
So I think that would be the avenue I would recommend you start with, getting the special land use and then working on, because you're talking craft beer and hard cider, those are very easy to get licenses. Not like what we have.
The one thing is just,
Could you,
sorry.
I don't mind the back and forth, especially tonight.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, I'm totally open to that as well. I've looked into that. But the one thing is to get approval from the township to be able to consume it on site. So before I go and invest all that money in brewing equipment and getting the license and stuff, I would want to have approval from you guys to be able to consume it on site before I move forward.
You'd have to go to the planning commission first then.
I think the easiest and best way would be the one-day licenses. You can get up to 12 of those a year. You need to partner with a nonprofit, but we can help do some matchmaking there if you want, or frankly, you can go online and, Deep Roots, Beneficiary Society, you can make your own nonprofit, but it might be easier. Many of the sports teams have them. The Caledonia Chamber is one. There's lots of people you could partner with and say, we're gonna do First Friday family fun, at Deep Roots or whatever. So you could do some of your events, and those are pretty simple licenses to get. That's how the Legion does their open to the public events. We have them come through pretty regular. So you could try a few events. Don't have to do the whole tavern license, don't have to do an adding onto your building to be considered for these type of licenses. And I think you'd see our approval there because it's temporary. I mean, we did it out to Farmer John's, for the Blues Festival, for a number of years, because it's one day. If it's not a good experience, we're like, well, I guess we don't do that next year. So we can do some of these things and see how it works. I think that's how Wildwood earned the trust over and Bound as well, and so we could.
They have their own license.
I know, but be able to get the approvals to have 100 cars parked there, they had to kind of work their way into how many public events they do a year and things like that. There were guardrails put up. But.
I just want to say too, I love Deep Roots. I live right around the corner. I think it's awesome. But my concern comes in with a conversation I had with our zoning administrator, and that is if there's ever a sale of alcohol, it has to be agribusiness rather than agritourism, and that requires a special land use. So I really think you need to come to the planning commission, and I don't know if all of this stuff was shared with you. I think that it was, but
Have you seen our review of your
the
application?
concerns from the planner, fire department.
Why don't you take it home with you? You probably have all the, I've got writing on mine.
Here, you can just have mine.
Well, it's just your name, so here, you can have it too.
Oh, that's okay. You can have mine. That's okay. Yeah, yeah. Just because I think that will answer a lot of questions.
I think you can see the direction it's going, but I hope you've heard also that we're here, literally as individuals, supportive. So if you want to say, can we meet? Can you help me walk through it? We have a very capable staff, our manager. I think all would be willing to kind of say, you tell us which of these options, the one day, the tavern, nope, we want to go whole hog, and all that's involved there. And we could set up a pretty good blueprint to move any of those forward.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
I hope you're sensing that too, that there's a lot of positive, like, okay, this is cool, let's make sure everything's buttoned up on it. So,
For sure, I do. Thank you.
Good.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, I would make a respectful motion that we deny the application of Deep Roots for a quota liquor license.
Support.
Moved by Harrison, support by Zoller. Any further discussion? All in favor of the denial, please say aye.
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 Opposed, say no. And that is that item. And I have my agenda. There we go. Item 10B, this is an ordinance to amend the sewer connection use and rate ordinance. Township manager?
Yep, so, two things here, and there are two ordinances because the water and the sewer are separate, but what we're requesting tonight is to name, the utility administrator as the township manager or whoever else is appointed, the ability to name that person as a township manager or whoever the utility board appoints. And the second request was that, in the past, the utility committee was supposed to be made up of the statutory, board members, the clerk and the treasurer and the supervisor. And we're requesting that, the makeup of the board is, the supervisor along with the two people who, are best, suited to fill the position, since in our board, we have a civil engineer. And Dick is also on the committee as well, but, he has the historical knowledge and the treasury knowledge, so we're just asking that that gets updated to make sure that the people who are on these committees are the ones who are best suited to be on the committees.
All right. So that is just a change of the makeup of the committee and a confirmation of the township administrator role. That used to be a separate staff person, sole staff position, and that's now been absorbed into the township manager's position. So those two items would be changed if we should approve this evening.
Motion approved.
Support.
Moved by Zoller, support by Snoik. Is there any public comment? Seeing none. I'm going to call the roll. Mr. Snoik?
Aye.
Hermanette?
Yes.
Bradshaw?
Yes.
Harrison is yes. Henry?
Yes.
And Zoller.
Yes.
And that item is approved.
Do you have to do each one individually?
We do now. 10C, and we do though, I mean, because there are roll call votes. 10C is an ordinance to approve the water connection use and rate ordinance. Again, township manager.
Ditto.
Again, it's the
Ditto.
same thing.
Same?
Motion approved.
Support.
Moved by Zoller, support by Snoik, that we approve the water ordinance for the similar changes. Any public comment? Seeing none. Mr. Snoik?
Aye.
Hermanette?
Yes.
Bradshaw?
Yes.
Harrison's yes. Henry?
Yes.
And Zoller.
Yes.
All right. Item 11, board comment, or public comment rather. Does anyone have public comment? All right. Seeing none, board comment.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Tim?
Planning Commission update from 2 meetings ago, not our joint meeting. The Patterson Place development did, pass via the Planning Commission, so that'll be coming back to the board eventually. If you have questions, comments, concerns, coordinate with, Lene or Todd.
Okay.
Or I'm glad to answer questions as I can too.
All right. I'll just give a quick thanks to board members, planning commission members, even though they're not here, and community members who participated in our joint meeting. It was brief as far as the amount of material we'll get through, but I think we've set the table and identified some issues that we can continue to focus on. So I look forward to doing that work with board and planning commission members in the community.
Nothing.
All set.
All right.
Motion to adjourn.
Move support that we adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. We are adjourned.
Now you gotta wait.
Yeah. Now I gotta go get a Frosty.